I'm a dude, and I'm inviting you to join me on a podcast about brews.
Does that include stouts?
Yes, of course it includes stouts. Like I was saying, join us every Saturday on the journey into...
Wait a minute. Do you guys do anything about like IPAs?
Yes,
like that?
yes, we do IPAs.
Okay.
Yes. Anyway, join us on the Journey into Comics Network for Brews with Dudes.
Whoa, hey, have you guys do you care if I bring some Zima on?
Yes, I care if you bring Zima. Zima doesn't count. Zima's Dr. Dongo. Anyway, join us every Saturday for a podcast that delves into the craft brew world.
The following
is a journey into comics.
Journey into comics.
It's a journey into comics.
Journey into comics.
Journey into Comics.
Network.
production.
Hello and welcome to episode 13 of Kids for Sale. I'm your host, Chris, and for the next few minutes, I'm actually flying solo, just to do my intro and talk about things with my kids lately. But I do have a special guest, actually in my house right now. She will be down in a few minutes, and I will introduce her. But just to catch you up on the last couple of weeks, first of all, I would like to apologize. I know this episode is coming at you late. I hope it wasn't too much of a delay for you. I know everybody's super excited on Fridays to get this Kids for Sale episode. So I'm hoping this still gets to you tonight on Friday night. I'm going to shoot it to Nate right after I'm done recording, and he's going to do his thing, and hopefully it's there, and you can enjoy it on your Saturday morning commute or whatever you're going to do with it. So anyway, now that we got that out of the way, I apologize one more time. Now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about football. Football's finally over. Mark's team went to the championship game where they were unfortunately defeated. It was actually a really close game, 19-19, with 1.1 seconds left on the clock, and Mark's team turned the ball over on downs, and the kid from Portage, who was the opponent, just threw a bomb, which a bomb to a 7, 8, 9-year-old Mighty Mites player is about 15 yards or something, maybe not even that. I don't know. I don't remember about how long the pass was, but his receiver caught it and broke away, and time ran out just as they were getting into the end zone, and that was that. So it was a very close game. It was one of the most exciting football games I've ever watched. Not just Mighty Mites, not just Pop Warner football. It was one of the most exciting football games I've ever watched. It was intense. So that was a lot of fun. Mark was disappointed. His team was disappointed, but you know what? They got second place. They got medals, and it was a really good game. And I'm really proud of him. I'm proud of him, and I'm happy and grateful for the coaches. If anybody from the football teams listening, thank you to everybody for helping Mark out with his first season of football. He really enjoyed it, and it was I think it was a very good thing for him. Now that that's over and we actually have some time back, now he's starting. He started basketball already last week. He's had 2 basketball practices, but basketball practice is only 1 day a week, so we have that to be thankful for. Football was 3-4 practices a week plus a game. Basketball is 1 practice a week. The games start in a couple weeks, and then it's 1 game a week. And then he also has started wrestling this week. The wrestling schedule isn't as intense for his age because they don't have actual scheduled, there's no matches that he has to attend. At his age, it's just kind of like a club. So we can enter him in as many meets as we want to. But he's not obligated to wrestle at any meets. At this point, he's just doing it for fun. So we're only having him go to practice 1 day a week, and then basketball practice 1 day a week, and then basketball games. So it's still a pretty busy schedule, but not quite as intense. So there's that. Let's see, Scarlett Scarlett and Livy are not currently in any kind of team sports or anything, so we got a break there also. So we're not scrambling from field to field, and it's not as hectic anymore. And actually, I don't know if I mentioned this the last time. Probably not the last time I recorded. Unless I did, I don't remember now. As of the last time we recorded, Ashley actually finished her bachelor's degree. She is a registered nurse, but now she finished her BSN as of the end of October. So congratulations to my beautiful wife, Ashley, on her bachelor's degree, her BSN. She will actually be graduating, have her ceremony in December, but she's done with classes now, so that makes our lives a lot easier also, just because we have time for everything. I'm trying to think. There's nothing else really all that exciting going on right now. The girls are both in preschool 3 days a week. Mark is still in second grade. And, that's where we're at. I'm just trying to kill a couple minutes until the guest gets here. I'm going to pause for a second, and by the time I unpause, they'll be down here ready to talk. So hang in there. And we're back. With me is, I have 3 guests right now, actually. My sister, Betsy.
Hello.
Her husband, Adam.
Hi.
And baby Audrey, who just turned 6 months old yesterday, right? Or was it today?
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Yesterday?
She says hi.
Yeah, she's guzzling down a bottle right now. But, so Betsy is a mother of 2. Well, Betsy and Adam are parents of 2. They also have an older daughter named Annabelle. She's
3.5.
3.5, going on 4. I feel awful. I don't remember her birthday.
April 9th.
April 9th. Now it's on record.
I don't remember her birthday.
Now it's on record, so I can listen back to this episode whenever I need to remember.
I remember your son's today, not his birthday, but how old he was today when he asked me.
Yeah. Well, I remember she's 3, so.
And a half.
And a half. Oh my God, a half.
And a half.
You gotta remember that.
Yeah.
To them it is, yeah. That's the girls are always talking about. Well, actually, I don't think my girls even know, they're closing in on their 5th. Livy's going to be 5 in 2 months.
I just told her that she was 3.5, recently, and so then since I said that, that's
it. It's in stone now.
And a half, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so they actually live not too far from me, which so far I feel like we haven't taken full advantage of that yet. The kids could be playing together a lot more, I think. Now my wife is down here to yell at me about something, I think.
She's not yelling, but she's got a look on her face.
Tell you I love you.
She's not actually yelling, but her face is yelling, so.
I should take a picture of her yelling face.
No, I just wanted to tell you how much I love you.
Wow, she's really putting on a good show. So anyway, I wanted to talk about a couple of things with you just because they're... What?
She said get out of the garbage. I think she's talking to a dog.
Okay.
I hope not one of the kids.
I thought she was yelling at me.
Well,
get out of the garbage.
Maybe.
But the first thing I wanted to talk about was you guys actually had some difficulties trying to have your first baby.
Yeah, it took us a while. How long was it? It was
A year and a half for the first one.
no, it was longer than that. I feel like it was like 2 years almost.
That was a year and a half for the first one, and then 2.5 pretty much for the second one.
No, it was longer. It was longer for. We weren't trying to have Audrey that fast. We were only trying to have Audrey for 6 months before we had her. But with Annabelle, we were trying for almost 2 years.
So that's the thing. The reason I wanted to bring it up. I mean, not that we need to get into specifics about what trying means and how far you guys went with it or anything. But it's just for people that are if anybody's listening to this podcast that is actively trying to have kids right now and is finding it discouraging, it's just nice to hear stories like this where there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Now I gotta adjust Betsy's mic.
Sorry. Yeah, it was really difficult. It was a really hard time for me, I know, because then I had a couple of girlfriends that were getting pregnant that neither of them had planned on it, and so that was really hard for me to see my friends having babies, and we were trying for so long and it didn't happen. But we didn't really tell many people.
You didn't tell anybody that.
No, but we were trying before we even got married, and then we ended up getting pregnant like a month after we got married, so everybody just thought it was, I mean, it worked out that way.
Yeah.
But so nobody really knew.
Planned, but it was.
Yeah, but that wasn't the plan. Yeah, we were trying before that, but
It's like as soon as we stopped trying,
yeah, that's when
is
it
when
actually
it
happened.
happened.
Right.
Seriously, it's like
And that's actually the next thing I wanted to mention as while we're on the topic of trying is I've experienced and I've heard from other people experiencing that sometimes that is the best way to try is to stop trying.
Well, yeah, that's what everybody says.
The added stress of like we have to make this happen and
Yeah.
we have to do this right now and this is my fertile days and
planning your
Yeah.
time,
that's
miserable.
sometimes all that extra added stress that's a killer for trying to get pregnant. So
It is, but it's a lot easier said than done to start trying.
I'm
because
right.
even if you're not like literally tracking days and stuff, like it's still in the back of your mind every
Right.
time. Every month you're waiting.
And finally, you get so discouraged. That's
Yeah,
when you ended up
that's what.
stopping
Yeah,
trying.
when I finally took the test, I was singing in a band then, and we had a weekend gig out of town, and I knew that I'd be drinking everything, and Adam just said, "Well, why don't you just take a test?" And I said, "There's no point. Like, I'm not going to because there's no point." He's like, "Well, you're going out of town for the weekend. Just take it anyway." And that was when I happened to be pregnant, so it was a good thing that I did that, or else I would have been
So it got to ruin our whole weekend.
super.
out.
Yeah. So it was a weekend away at Indiana Beach singing with the band, and I was drinking pop the whole time, and they were really curious why I was only drinking pop.
For those of you that don't live in the Midwest, pop is what we commonly call soda or
Coke.
yeah, Coke.
Coca-Cola.
Some people call it Coke. And
Yeah.
I'm just joking. I think like all 5 of my listeners are like
Probably from Lowell.
from Lowell,
Maybe
most
like
likely.
our mom and
but I don't know. You never know who's going to pick this up randomly. So maybe somebody out on the West Coast hears it and is like, what's pop?
well, it was soda. I was drinking. Well, I knew the bartender at the place where we were playing, and I told her that I was pregnant because I didn't want the guys in the band to know yet. And I said, if anyone asks, this is like a rum and Coke. Like if anyone asks or something. But I also just wanted to tell somebody. So, and I rarely saw her, so I got to use that as an excuse to tell somebody.
We also, I'm not going to name names because I don't want to put somebody's business out there, but we had a cousin that had a very difficult time getting pregnant as well.
Yeah, we've had a lot of long discussions about it.
And that was, I mean, I know you guys said you were trying for a couple of years. I think her and her husband tried for
I think it was like 4 years.
4. Yeah, it was a very long time.
Yeah.
And they now have 2 kids. Their son is around my daughter's age, and their daughter is a couple years younger, probably about Annabelle's age.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, she's a couple months younger than Annabelle, actually.
So I the only reason, again, I'm bringing that up is just, for a little hope. If anybody out there is listening to this and you're trying and it's not going well.
It's hard. It's it's something that you can't really describe to somebody who's never gone through it because it's
Right.
It's very hard and difficult. But then you have the first kid, and then you're like, why was I trying so long for having kids? Because they're terrible.
And in case any of you are hearing the odd noises, the baby is eating a bottle. So that's the weird kind of sounds.
Now she's looking at the microphone.
Now she's staring at the microphone.
Yeah. She wants to be in showbiz. She's a ham like her mom.
She is a little mini Betsy, 100%. If anybody knows Betsy that's listening to this right now, if anybody knew Betsy when she was younger, their daughter Audrey is identical, I think, to what
so
Betsy
too. And
was when
it's
she
weird
was a kid.
because with our first looks just like Adam. And even like their baby pictures look identical, and so I've never seen a baby look like me. And then I had her, and I'm like, oh my god, it's really bizarre looking. It's like looking at myself as a baby.
I think Mark is still a mini me.
Yeah.
Livy, when she was real little, looked a lot like my baby pictures, but she's kind of growing out of that now. I don't see myself as much in her as I do with Mark. Mark is still absolutely.
Yeah, if he had a beard, he would be your twin.
But
creepy if he did though.
so that was the first thing I wanted to talk about was the difficulties and the trying and the don't give up. And
or do give up and then it'll happen.
Yeah, actually that is a good point. Yeah, don't put so much stress on yourself. Don't make it a job. Don't make it work. Just have a
fun.
yeah. have a goal, but don't push yourself so hard because
that's literally what happened to us because I was not going to take that test that day because I was like it's not because I was just so discouraged at that point that I just thought it was never going to happen and then it had. We were ready to look into we were ready to make doctor's appointments and look into options to help us out, but it ended up happening and now we've had 2 and we're done.
We actually also have someone in our family. Actually, before we move on, we have somebody that's also used the in vitro method. Twice.
Well, for 2 kids, but the first.
I'll just say it. It was my dad and my stepmom. My stepmom had not had any kids before they got married. My dad had 4. So by the time my dad and my stepmom got married, my dad had already been fixed actually, so he had to get unfixed
twice. I think, because it didn't take the first time.
So there's yeah. So there was the first issue, and then they tried doing in vitro. And if you're familiar with in vitro, generally they implant, I think it's 3 embryos at a time.
I have no idea how it works.
And usually the body doesn't take all 3 of them. It'll reject 1 or 2, and that's why they always go with multiple, is because it gives them a better chance of just having 1. But that's also why a lot of people that have in vitro end up having twins or
multiples, and they didn't, which is
they did not. And actually, so they tried the first time, and it didn't work out for them, and then they tried again.
They tried like 4 times with him, didn't you?
It was several times, and they were about ready to give up. They went in for 1 more cycle of in vitro, and now I have a kid brother.
6 now.
And then a couple years later, they realized they still had some frozen embryos. And they just decided rather than throw them out right away, they said, "Well, let's just try 1 more time." And now I also have a baby sister.
They tried.
Was it multiple times with Michelle also?
No, not to get Michelle, but they had 1 in between. Remember?
Oh, I do remember that now.
Yeah, a sibling that she lost pretty far along because that's also. I mean, there's a lot of risks with it, and also they were older. So and anytime that you're older. Getting pregnant. She was in her 40s, so that always makes for difficulties.
But like I said, there's a happy ending. They now have 2 kids, and it did take them a while, and it was expensive for them. But I think if you asked either of them, it was worth every penny because they now have a beautiful family at home. And
Michelle's going to be 3 in January, right?
Yeah. She's like within a day or 2 of Olivia's birthday.
Yeah. Now your dad will never retire.
Yeah. No,
He gets to work forever.
my dad actually turns 60 in a couple of weeks, and he's got an almost 3-year-old at home. So, he is never retiring. But,
But they did it on purpose, so...
Right. And this is all just to say, like, there's hope, and maybe you're unable to conceive by yourself, then in vitro is an option, and if that doesn't work out, there's always adoption too. Is it a great option? Yeah. So I the biggest message I wanted with talking about all this was just, that
there's always a way.
There's always a way. There's always a way for you to have a family, and I know sometimes it's not the way you dreamed of, and it's not the way you wanted it to happen, but. Don't give up. Just don't give up hope ever. You can always have a family somehow.
And then you'll regret it.
And then you have kids at home, and then you're like, why did I do this?
Yeah. Our kid that we tried for so long with, she's a terror. She's horrible.
That was the next thing I wanted to talk about was
how terrible my daughter is.
Yes, she's the worst. I don't know why I even let her in my house, but so we talk a lot about how crazy Scarlett is. Well, all 3 of our kids are, they're crazy in one way or another, but Scarlett is just overactive, like super hyper and just insane. And I feel like Annabelle is following in the same footsteps.
She's a different kind of crazy. She's she's just Annabelle. She's very unique. Like the things she says, she is very crazy and hyper and stuff, but not in the same way as Scarlet. She's not as much crazy as she is just. I don't know. I can't even describe her. She's just Annabelle, and that's like the best way to describe her because that's just she's out there. Yeah, she's very, very odd.
Now, for a while, Annabelle was. I don't know if she still is or not, but
a dog.
A dog.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's not as much anymore. She still loves Paw Patrol, but she's still like if I go upstairs or step outside or something, and the baby starts crying, and she's sitting there, she starts barking and howling like to get my attention. That's how she tells me that Audrey's crying. She tries to drink out of the toilet. She, she crawls everywhere and barks like to talk and stuff. She probably wants the rest of the bottle.
A baby crying.
Yeah. But she,
gonna barf
she was,
in your face, and I'm gonna laugh.
She was obsessed with Paw Patrol, and that's where it came from, I think. And then also, Maverick, our dog, was like her best friend for a long time. So she just wanted to like copy him. And,
to the point she literally crawls around the house and on all fours and like you said, barking and howling and
I have to tell. Adam works nights, and so he'll be sleeping during the day, and I have to tell like my real dog and my daughter to stop barking so that
I haven't
he doesn't
noticed
wake
it
up
that much anymore.
She has
doing
slowed
it
down
all
a lot.
the time, and now it's.
Well, since she started preschool, maybe she's noticing that that's not really.
It's not normal.
That's not the social norm. Yeah, I was honestly worried that she was going to do that at school, like be a dog at school all the time, and I was thinking about. Actually, no, I think I did on her about me paper or something that you send in before school. Said like any other quirks or something about your kids that you want to tell, and I told them that because I really was afraid she was going to start barking and they were going to not know what to do. And I was wanting to tell them it's okay. That's normal.
That's just what she does.
It's just her. Yeah, she's just.
She hit her head a couple of years ago, and now this just happens.
No, it's all because of Paw Patrol. That stupid show.
Paw Patrol.
Yeah.
That's another thing. Like, what's popular at your house?
Paw Patrol.
Just Paw Patrol.
She has. Well, no, she loves. We watch PBS, so she loves all kinds of shows. But right now, the toys that she has. It's just Paw Patrol. She has everything Paw Patrol.
No Caillou, right?
No.
You said PBS.
We watch Caillou, but then when it comes on, we always change it. She liked it. Like
Caillou's the worst.
She would watch it and stuff when it came on, but then I started saying how much I hate it. And when it comes on, I say, "I'm just a kid who's 4. Each day I learn some more. I'm just a little brat Caillou." And so Annabelle started thinking that was funny and started to agree with me that she hates it too. So, is
there any parent out there that is okay with Caillou? I've not heard of a single person that lets their kids watch it, and even if they let their kids watch it, they complain about it constantly. Caillou is honestly the worst kids program I've ever seen, I've ever heard of.
It's been on for a long time too.
How is it still going? It's nuts. It's weird for one thing. Just I don't know.
It is. It's very strange. Like, why is he bald at 4 years old? First of all,
I don't know. I've read an explanation about it. I don't remember what it was. But
I thought he was sick at first.
I think that's what everybody assumes at first, but you want me to bump the microphone up again?
We'll see. Yeah, sorry.
Audrey likes to stand up while she's eating.
She's got really bad reflux, so she's got like gas bowels, so it's really difficult to feed her sometimes.
Okay, there's something to talk about. The acid reflux, is that what you just said?
Yeah, that's right. Well, I just said reflux.
Just reflux?
Yeah, but she was born 5 weeks early, so that's really common in preemies. It's pretty common anyway, but... So she was on medication for a while and stuff, and she hasn't been on medication for a couple months now. I stopped a couple months ago giving it to her.
Now,
but I might start again.
At her age, the medication just drops or something, or
it's in like a.
Do you put it in her milk, or do you just drop it in her mouth?
It's like chewing Tylenol.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same thing as like any other medication for her. But
okay.
It helped for a while, but she produced more spit up, but she spits up more than any baby in the world.
Was it a prescription or was it?
Yeah, it's a prescription that she had, and we had to try several different formulas and stuff. I breastfed her for a little while when she was first born, but I had all my kidney issues, and so I was on a lot of medications. So it was just easier to. I was having to pump and like dump certain times when I was taking certain things.
Yeah.
But I was on so many pain medications and everything, even when I was pregnant. So we just. I stopped breastfeeding for a while, and she was just doing formula. And then I tried to start breastfeeding again with her, but she wouldn't have it, which is really devastating to me because our older daughter breastfed till she was 3, which everybody thinks is weird. But
I think it's weird, but I'm not going to judge you for it.
She weaned She weaned it. She weaned it.
I'm just
Adam doesn't like
gonna
it either.
say out loud that I think it's weird.
Adam doesn't like it either. But we weaned her, or I weaned her right before I had Audrey. So she was still breastfeeding at night when I was pregnant, and not for food. She wasn't doing it for nourishment.
Just for comfort.
Yeah, she never had a binky or anything like that.
See, my kids went through the binky thing. All three of them.
I've been trying to give Audrey a binky just for my own sanity because I was Annabelle's pacifier, and I didn't want that with my second one. But
I'm gonna snap a couple pictures real quick. Just the baby in the microphone.
I'm hoping she'll puke right at the same time you take a picture. Great.
Well, she is sticking
That
her
would
finger
be
in her throat. She puked on the microphone.
No, not that. That would suck. That's an expensive microphone.
But besides her reflux, I mean, that's been kind of difficult. It's kind of hard to feed her sometimes. But besides that, she's the happiest baby. I mean, seriously, she's
very well-mannered.
so jolly, and she's
jolly.
Yeah, she is because she's so plump and jolly. She is. That's a perfect way to describe her.
She's
just so
Christmassy.
She's so happy all the time. Like even when she's in pain and stuff, she's just always smiley.
I've never heard somebody refer to a baby as jolly.
She is because she's like I don't know because she's so chubby and round and just I don't know.
Oh, it looks like we have another guest randomly coming up. No, he's not going to talk to us. Mark came down here just to watch us and cross his arms and shake his head at us. But he's not going to talk, apparently. So you have a jolly baby with reflux.
Yeah, and then
a dog child.
A dog child, yeah. I do a hashtag on Facebook a lot that says my kid is the worst, and always have different anecdotes about Annabelle because she's very entertaining. She says a lot of crazy things.
Does anybody else hashtag that stuff? Is that one
No,
of
that's just something I just
so if you click on it, there's not anybody else.
Well, I'm sure somewhere in the world.
So I was going to say
I know.
that's like a perfect like.
Well, I mean nobody else that I know personally, but that's just something that I just
that goes
thought
perfectly
of and
with the
because
show.
she is the worst. She's just so ridiculous. Like, I mean, she's the things she says and does is just so funny, and I thought it was entertaining, so I started posting on Facebook. And I get people all the time that tell me, like Larry from your band, he said that he like cries laughing every time he reads my statuses. He said the one that really like he was like dying laughing at work one day because Annabelle's been watching the stupid YouTube videos that all the kids watch.
The ones with the opening
toys. And stuff. Yeah.
Ugh.
And I asked her a question or something like that, and she goes, I don't know. Look for the answer in the comments section. Yeah, so it's just little things like that. She's very
not even 4 yet.
No, she's.
So any of the parents that haven't had the pleasure yet, they're going to hit a certain age where instead of playing with toys, they want to just watch videos of kids unboxing toys.
There's nothing wrong with that. It's cheaper.
It is cheaper.
Well, no, it's not because Annabelle watches the ones that she watches the Paw Patrol ones where she doesn't as much watch the unboxing. She watches the playing with it. Like they'll like it's like watching an episode of Paw Patrol except it's like a person holding the toys like and playing with them, and it's an adult, which is just very weird. But she watches those nonstop, and then that she wants that and she wants that. You know, she wants. I saw this. I want this Paw Patrol one, and I want this Paw Patrol one. That's where she's gotten all of her ideas for what she wants for Christmas this year so far. Is from those YouTube videos, so it's not always cheap.
Oh yeah, that's so. I guess I'll have another episode or two before Christmas, but Christmas is coming up, so make sure if you haven't already, start making your Christmas lists with your kids. Oh, now we have Mark
Livy.
and Livy down here,
And Scarlett.
Where's
Annabelle? Is she like
staying
locked
upstairs
up
with
somewhere?
Mommy.
She's staying upstairs.
She's very tired.
Quit licking your lips.
Oh, there she is. There's Annabelle.
It's also that time of year where your kids need chapstick. Scarlett's
She needs
face.
Vaseline, not chapstick.
Scarlett's face is like all red around her mouth, like she's wearing lipstick because she keeps licking.
Yeah, that gets
Annabelle
really
had that
bad.
when she was sick. But
Go get
Yeah.
some ointment on your lips, sweetheart.
I did.
Well, you need more
Why?
because your
Gonna
lips
hurt
are
you,
all
man.
red.
The only way you're gonna feel better is to put that on there.
When she's ready to sit down, you need to get up.
I'm okay. What, honey?
I go to the bathroom.
Okay, I will be right back.
All right. Mark, do you want to talk for a minute? Why don't you tell us about your wrestling? You started wrestling practice the other day?
Alright, when I started wrestling, I'm like, no, I don't want to do wrestling, so I quit. And then when I started, I was like, alright, I'll do it. If no one else is doing it, I'm still doing it.
You love it now?
Yes.
Is it a bunch of kids from your football team, right?
Yes. Timmy, Gavin. Probably Booger.
Which Gavin? Big Gavin or G Money?
Big Gavin. Probably Booger.
Booger. Yeah.
Booger. Bruce. Timmy. Gage. And I think that's all.
What do you like better, basketball or wrestling right now?
I like wrestling better.
You like the wrestling better right now? So when you first started wrestling, you thought it was going to be just like the kind on TV where they're punching each other and kicking each other.
But no.
But it's
you
nothing.
have to try to tackle down
other
people. And there's this kid that had this red shirt. So I always got him on his back. Sometimes he got me on his back.
Yeah.
Or my back, I meant. So I always got him on his back.
What do you call that?
Is
that a pin?
Pin. It's called a pin.
So you got some pins on him and he got some pins on you, huh?
Yep.
But you're enjoying it so far?
Yep.
That's what matters, right? Is that you're having fun. You're having a good time. I'm glad you're having a good time. Oh, now Olivia's sitting with me. Can you let Aunt Betsy sit back down so we can finish talking?
Thank you.
All right, that was Mark, everybody. One day soon we'll. All right, guys, how about you let me talk to Aunt Betsy and we'll do another episode with you guys sometime soon, okay? Maybe the next one we'll talk to you, okay? Okay, you can sit with me, but you need to be quiet.
For a little bit longer because as soon as we're done, we're gonna have to go home and go to bed.
But where'd we leave off? Baby with reflux.
A dog baby.
Dog baby.
She's the worst.
She's the worst, and she was snarky about. Oh, YouTube, the YouTube thing.
Oh yeah.
The kids watching the unboxing videos, of people playing with toys on.
But you know, the people that make those videos are making like millions.
I know. There's kids that are making millions with just playing with toys.
There's adults that are doing it.
I know that. Mark likes to watch the Minecraft videos because he plays Minecraft, so he'll
watch that stuff.
I know. I was gonna say Adam probably watches Minecraft. Adam was on the Kerbal Space Program thing for a while.
Yeah, I actually I thought about playing that last night.
Of course he did.
Yeah, he's a video game nerd.
Yeah.
About that, though.
I can't do the video games on YouTube. I don't get it. I'm not interested. I don't
I don't get it either.
When I get home, I'm too tired to play video games.
Okay.
And
YouTube is evil.
YouTube, even though you're obsessed with it. Okay, girls.
I don't get it.
All right, here.
Yeah.
Go play over there. You can. Okay, you can sit on my lap, but you need to stop interrupting the show. Okay, so we can finish recording, because people don't want to hear me yelling at you the whole time. Or maybe they do. I don't know. Maybe that's why they tuned in to Kids for Sale. Okay, Mark, that's enough. So yes, I was gonna mention Christmas. I started bringing that up, I think, right? Start making Christmas lists with your kids. It's the perfect time for it. Unless Santa's already shopping for your kids, who knows?
it's still making a list.
Yeah, lists are fun. I remember doing it when I was a kid. You get the catalogs and you circle the stuff you want.
Well, they don't send as much catalogs as
We got a catalog just a couple weeks ago, and I don't remember what it was for, but Scarlett circled like everything in it. Raising the microphone.
Just gonna stand the whole time, so you don't have to move it.
But
Yeah, we got a catalog that was for like educational toys. It was actually really interesting. They had some really cool toys in there, but it was expensive. But that's the only catalog we've ever gotten. We don't really make catalogs.
now, what kind of toys do you guys do at your household? Like, what is she into?
Paw Patrol.
Just Paw Patrol.
No,
again.
she loves to do the kitchen set. So she's got a few Melissa and Doug kitchen stuff that she's asked
No,
for.
Melissa and Doug is
we have quite a few Melissa and Doug things.
That's the like kind of real simple looking stuff, but it's like
all wood.
Yeah.
It's
It's
very
like
well
really
made.
well crafted.
Yeah, it's educational. It's a little more expensive, but we've got everything we've gotten Melissa and Doug we've gotten secondhand.
I was gonna say I think we've got a bunch of
We
secondhand.
bought some.
We might have bought something new, but
We bought like the sweeper, the cleaning kit.
yeah,
once.
we did. Yeah. We
But the
bought a
thing
cleaning
is,
kit for
you
it.
either pay less for it and get something junk that's
Right.
gonna last
Yeah, like
a while, and then or you spend a little bit more and get
Get
something
Get it
that's
brand
gonna,
new.
well, yeah, because like I said, we've got some of the stuff we got is secondhand, but it's lasted a long time.
Yeah, because it's quality
She has a
material.
little
Like they
pizza
paid a little
kit.
bit more money for a quality toy, and now it's
Right.
gonna last longer, and Audrey will be able to play with it. And if we bought something that was half the price, then It would have been thrown out already.
Yeah. Yeah, Annabelle likes to be the cooker and the, what does she call it? She doesn't say waiter, but she says...
Server?
No, she doesn't say server either. And I've tried to explain to her what a server was. I was a server for 10 years before I had her. But she doesn't, I don't remember what she calls them. I don't know. But she plays the restaurant a lot, so she's constantly asking us what we want to eat and stuff. And she loves to draw. She's actually gotten really good at drawing.
Scarlett's also real into drawing.
Yeah, she likes to she'll sit down with markers and draw, and since she's been in preschool, she's learned how to like draw actual faces, and she's working on letters and stuff.
Legos now too.
Oh yeah, she loves Legos.
Legos.
Mark, really good. She's sitting
Mark
right there
likes
playing
Legos.
Right now. Yeah, she's
Stickers,
learned
sweetheart.
to draw some, or not draw, to make some pretty cool things with her Legos.
Okay, if you're gonna keep talking, you cannot sit over here. All right, I'm trying to talk to Aunt Betsy and Uncle Adam for a few minutes.
Uncle Damon.
Uncle Damon.
Uncle Damon.
So what is normal mealtime for Annabelle at your house?
Like what time? Or
No, I don't mean time.
Well,
I mean like what do you...
She goes to school at 11:45, so we do
I don't literally mean...
I know, but I'm just saying. So we do like a late breakfast, early lunch kind of thing, and she eats a lot of. She likes pizza Lunchables, and I like them too because she can go to the fridge and get them herself and do it herself.
Lunchables are nice. I don't know when the girls both got really into Lunchables about the same time.
She likes the pizza ones. She's not really a fan of the cracker ones, but she'll want the cracker ones every once in a while if they've got like a good candy in it.
Scarlett will eat just about any of the Lunchables. Mark only eats just the nacho ones.
Oh, those are so gross.
And do you eat the pizza ones
they
too?
Make hot dog
Yeah,
ones too.
I eat the pizza ones too, with pepperoni or without pepperoni.
Oh, okay. With pepperoni, without pepperoni.
Yeah, hot dog ones too.
And Livy, what kind of Lunchables do you like?
I like the pizza Lunchable and the one that the brother likes.
The nacho one and the pizza one?
Mm-hmm.
Livy likes the nachos and the pizza. I didn't even know there was hot dog ones until you just said it. I can't imagine it would be any good.
But I've seen them in the grocery store.
Oh, and I know what else one.
What other one?
There's sauce.
Talking to the microphone.
And 2 cheeses in it.
Sauce and 2 cheeses? So the pizza with just the cheese, no pepperoni?
You like the pizza Lunchables, don't you, Boo? Yeah, she's
What
over
else
there
is
smiling
popular?
And pooping in the corn. She likes.
Used to
what
be
else does she
ravioli,
like?
but not so
she
much
used to love
anymore.
ravioli and beefaroni. She likes.
don't-
she loves Subway, which is so weird. Her favorite.
Ew.
Yeah, her favorite food is Subway. We went to Jimmy John's yesterday. She loved that.
Yeah.
Any kind of like sub sandwiches. She
I love
loves-
Jimmy John's. I
she
can't do
loves-
Subway
She loves
anymore.
mayonnaise. We'll go to Subway.
Ugh.
I hate Subway.
We'll go
I
to
really
Jimmy
Subway
and come home, and she wants me to put more mayonnaise on her sandwich.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know that's your favorite.
Adam ate. I walked into their house the other day to borrow a tool, and Adam was eating a tortilla with mayonnaise spread on it, and he just rolled it up and ate it. That's it.
I didn't
we're
know
out of
that he
bread.
ate that.
Tortilla
We would have bread, it
and
would have been bread.
Yeah, I have seen
bread
him
and
eat-
mayonnaise. So you just eat a
one
mayonnaise
day,
sandwich.
I made Annabelle American cheese and Annabelle American cheese and mayonnaise on white bread one day because we used to eat that as kids, and I think it's disgusting now, but I remember loving it.
Cheese
she
and
liked
mayonnaise?
It. Yeah,
Yeah,
she liked
every
it. But
kid
then
ate
one
that.
day
I
she
don't
asked me to eat. She asked me for a sandwich without cheese, just mayonnaise, and I told her no. But then like a few days later, she told me, "Daddy let me have mayonnaise on bread," and so now Daddy has let her have a mayonnaise sandwich, and it's disgusting because there's no nutrition whatsoever. It's just mayonnaise.
I think mayonnaise.
No
mayonnaise is
nutrition in American
disgusting.
cheese
Well, it's
either.
not like we eat the healthiest or anything, but still,
Mayonnaise
it's
is
just gross.
disgusting. Anyways, I can't.
It's just gross.
I can't even look at mayonnaise. Like it's.
Daddy.
Ugh. I remember.
she's a-
I remember one time we were kids, and Mom. So, for a while, my mom worked on. Hey, okay, Olivia, how about you go play while we're recording, and then I'll talk to you in a little bit. Okay.
Go play with Annabelle because she's not going to be here much longer.
You know, we're gonna be leaving soon.
Tell them something.
Okay, you want to tell them something?
Baby Cam's at my house.
Baby Cam's at your house. Okay.
I love that.
She's talking about her mom's house. Her mom's babysitting tonight. But so one time when we were kids, my mom used to have to work night shift. Mark, don't do that over here, okay? We can record you playing guitar a little later. So my mom was working night shift, and I don't remember who opened the fridge. Oh, I opened the fridge, but somebody left a jar of mayonnaise sitting like on the edge of the shelf. So as soon as So as soon as I opened the fridge,
I remember that.
it fell on the floor, and it was a glass jar, and it broke open and splattered mayonnaise all over the floor. I probably did cry, but I just remember almost barfing. And then Mom came home, and she was really mad that there was mayonnaise on the floor. But like, I had tried to clean it up, but every time I even got near it, my gag reflex started going crazy, and I almost barfed all over the floor.
That's why I'm with mustard.
That's how much I hate mayonnaise. I went a really long way to tell that story, and it's not a good story.
No. But yeah,
That was
back to
bad.
Annabelle eating. She's actually a really good eater, not unlike your kids.
I was going to say
she eats pretty much everything. Honestly, she loves spaghetti. She loves tacos.
My
but
son
she will try everything.
My son is particularly picky.
Yeah, he had spaghetti tacos for dinner.
Yes, spaghetti
spaghetti
tacos. Did you eat your whole spaghetti taco? Which is exactly what it sounds like. It's a taco shell full of cooked spaghetti with Parmesan cheese on top, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was it good?
Or shredded cheese.
Or shredded cheese. Was it good?
Yes.
Annabelle, are you going to come say hi?
Say hi in the microphone.
Annabelle, what's your favorite TV show?
What's your favorite show to watch?
Paw Patrol.
Paw Patrol. What's
No,
your
no,
favorite?
no.
What's your favorite thing to eat?
Peas.
Peas.
Peas?
Peas is your favorite thing, huh?
She's never had peas in her life.
Scarlett actually really likes peas. We had peas the other night for dinner, and
I don't know where that came from. We don't eat peas in our house.
Do you mean pizza?
Yeah.
oh, pizza. Okay, Adam's the only one that heard it apparently. What did you?
I just knew she didn't eat peas.
I had this book. It was called The Princess and the Peas.
Oh, the Princess and the Pea when she sleeps on a mattress with a pea underneath it.
No.
You can talk.
No?
But you can't
There
touch,
was
okay?
this one book that the princess was making peas, but many princesses thought the peas were weeds.
They thought they were leaves.
Weeds.
Weeds. Okay.
Yeah. So
Take turns.
So the princes were cutting it or like looking at it or watering on it, and then there was this one prince that wasn't dressed up at all.
That's not nice.
But he was taking care of the peas. So he was pulling the one little weed, and then he took care of like all the fruits she had.
Okay.
We could go buy her one of those.
The ending was pretty good.
Yeah. How'd it end?
It ended when the prince the princess said, "Will you be my prince?"
Oh, that's crazy. All right.
She first said, "Will you please?"
Will you please?
Will you please
Oh, that's silly.
be my prince? I know. It's funny.
That is funny. All right, well, go play now. Go play. That was a good story, bud.
I've ever heard.
I'm about that good at telling stories. I just told a 5-minute story about a jar of mayonnaise breaking on the floor.
It sounds like you when you tell stories. I'm trying to find what is the name of this podcast again? I can't remember.
Kids for Sale.
That's right. Okay.
You're on my podcast and you don't even know the name
No,
of it.
I knew what it was. I just couldn't remember. But I was Snapchatting.
Okay. No, get it off the table. You keep banging on the table and it's making a bunch of noise in the microphones. This is collapsing very quickly around us.
But that's why it's called Kids for Sale, because
Yeah.
kids are terrible. And that's why I always say my kid is the worst.
I don't know, man. Your kid's been quiet. My kid's the one.
That's because we're not at home.
Okay.
we
You
were
can
at
play
home,
guitar in a few minutes,
she wouldn't
please. What is it? Oh, you want me to put that on your? Okay. All right. You know, I think we've gotten the point because I'm getting flustered and I don't know what else to talk about. Adam, you have anything you wanted to add that you didn't get to add yet?
I guess having kids is the best and worst thing that can ever happen to you.
There you go. That's
a good way to sum it up.
Yeah, that really does sum it up. But maybe we'll try this again sometime, like sans kids, and we'll have a little bit more of a successful episode.
Yeah.
But really, I feel like this episode does sum it up exactly, because this is what home with kids is. Anytime you're trying to do anything and they're around, this is it. This is you get no peace.
Yeah, being a stay-at-home mom like I am is
Scarlet.
Horrendous. It's the most awful, horrible thing that you can do, and also the best.
My finger.
Right, little girl.
Oh yeah.
She's all dressed up right now with high heels.
Okay.
And stuff.
Well, we're gonna wrap it up. You can find us at Kids for Sale Pod on Facebook. You can You can email me at kidsforsalepodcast@gmail.com. Annabelle wants to say bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Please tune into all the other shows on the Journey into Comics Network. There's content that everybody can enjoy. There's podcasts about wrestling. There's podcasts about comics. Podcast about Doctor Who, about movies, about
Captain Underpants.
Sure. Captain Underpants may have been mentioned before. If not, maybe we'll talk about Captain Underpants on our next episode. But thank you for tuning in. JourneyIntoComics.com. And, you know, as I always say at the end of every episode, please let me know what you want to hear more about or what hear less of, because nobody's giving me any feedback. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing and hoping anybody's enjoying it.
People are going to write in and say they want to hear more about the dog chow.
Yeah, or they're going to want to hear more about that jar of mayonnaise that broke on the floor. All right, Mark, I will fix that in a second. All right, thank you for tuning in, and we'll talk to you next time. Everybody say bye.
Adios.
Bye.
Bye.